In this tabletop review, we're going to be taking a look at a sub $200 AR15 red dot sight. This is the Holosun HS403C solar-powered red dot sight. It's listed as having a 50,000 hour runtime, it's parallax free, and it has a limited lifetime warranty. So this particular sight is based on the successful Paralo HS403A red dot. This one actually includes a additional power source, which is solar power. So not only does this have solar power, but it also runs off of battery power. Right out of the box, this unit powers on and it runs off of any ambient light source. If you do not have an ambient light source, you can press one of the buttons and switch over to the battery only mode. One of the other nice things about the solar powered functionality of this sight is that the intensity of the LED adjusts according to the amount of ambient light that's coming in. So really nice feature there. Now the HS403C, this one, is a red dot only sight. Holosun has a lot of different models with different features, so this particular one just has the 2 MOA red dot sight. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at this sight and see what's inside the box. Now this box this Holosun ships in is actually a pretty nice box. It's actually, the entire box is plastic. And of course it has nice foam protection on it. We've got an included user manual, and there is a cleaning wipe on the inside as well. Inside of the box we have the HS403C with the included 1/3 mount AR15 riser. It also has a low riser, so if you were to use this on, say, like an AK platform, you'd probably want to use this lower riser over here. It also includes a tool, a Torx key, a lower riser like mentioned, and the battery tray. Now this red dot sight actually comes with 2 battery trays. 1 battery, 2 battery trays. And very nicely padded and secured box. Okay, so I don't know why this ships with 2 battery trays. I guess that could be for in the case you wreck one of the battery trays or lose a screw. You've got 2 battery trays with each battery tray has a little captured screws. And it comes with 1 battery. The battery is not installed out of the box. This particular model with the solar panels on the top, to do that they've relocated the intensity and power on buttons to the side. The caps that protect the windage and elevation are low profile caps, and they also have the little notches on them, which are really nice. You can take the cap off and use the cap as a tool to make your windage and elevation adjustments. So that's you know, kind of what a lot of you might be familiar with on the T1s. So it's really nice to see that on this particular sight. This does come with a standard bikini cap cover. The front lens obviously is coated and angled, which is typical for any micro red dot sights. And let's see, you can see that the red dot is on, and there's no battery in the unit, so the red dot is being powered strictly by the solar cells. One of the other things I should mention, which is really good, is that the emitter for the red dot is at the 5 o'clock position, and it's an extremely low profile emitter. Some inexpensive red dots have the problem of being too large, and they interfere when you're doing 1/3 co-witness. The fact that it's at 5 o'clock minimizes that problem, and the fact that it's extremely low profile, you can barely see it, sticking out right there, that more or less assures you that you're not going to have a co-witnessing blockage problem due to the emitter of the red dot. A lot of inexpensive sites have 6 o'clock emitters, and they're really large, and I've actually experienced doing co-witness because of the emitters are too large and they're in the way. So very good design here. This battery compartment is a little bit tricky to get the battery out. You've got to insert something in there and pry out a coin or maybe a shell casing, or in the event we can use the tool that this ships with. There's a little notch there, and you can just stick the tool in. Of course, you have to loosen up the screws, and you can slide this out. So you can see there's no battery in there, and it's working right off the bat. So really nice feature right there. This particular tool here, the small end of this can be used for tightening down the screws. That works okay. I've tried that. The mount, this is a typical inexpensive mount where you've got one clamping point right here. This is not what I would consider an extremely high quality mount, but it will get the job done. And it's the same type of functionality over here, or that gives you the same type of functionality in a low profile mount. A lot of higher end mounts have multiple clamping points with multiple bolts, which I prefer over this style. Although I haven't actually experienced a problem with this type of a mount. I've never had it knocked off a rifle or broke on me. The only thing close to that I could say is I've had some mounts loosen up on me. And again, that's easily rectifiable with a little bit of blue Loctite if you do run into that particular issue. Now, Holosun says that these mounts, the risers, are compatible with other risers. They did not specify what they're compatible with. Now, I actually have this is actually a T1 mount for the Aimpoint T1. And if we look at these two, you can pretty much tell that this particular sight is going to be compatible with the other T1 mounts that are on the market. You can see that the tab's in the right spot and the holes are in the right spots. So that's a positive right there. So if you buy this sight and you're not really feeling warm and fuzzy about the mounts that they ship with, you can get one of a multitude of different sights that are compatible with the Aimpoint T1 and upgrade your mount. And that's what I normally do with these red dots. I normally go with a T1 mount. The included Torx is suitable for the single Torx on these mounts. And let's see. Let's go ahead and put the battery in. Battery slides in like so. This type of mount, or this type of battery facility right here, you definitely have to make sure that this door is snapped in, like you heard me snap that in, and the screws are tightened down, because this is a possible source of water leakage. So I haven't had that happen to me. I've used several different models of this particular sight, and I haven't had any moisture getting into here. But I don't, submerge my red dots in water. I've only used them in outdoor situations where it was raining. And I have not had any problems. I've also have not had any problems with condensation on the inside of the lenses either. Moving on with the intensity buttons right here. As you can see right now, we're still running off of solar power. If you want to switch over to the battery, you press and hold in the positive button for 3 seconds. And then it should kick over. And then you can use the button to adjust the intensity level. Now, this is listed as a 2 MOA red dot sight. Now, I have eye stigmatation that doesn't really allow my eyes to see a really crisp, round red dot sight. I kind of get a more or less kind of like a little star when I look at it. To me, this red dot is right in line with most of the other 2 MOA red dots that I've used. But then again, because of my eye stigmatation, I'm not the best person to make comments on that. If we want to kick back to solar power, we can press and hold the positive button in again for 3 seconds, and it will kick back to solar power. Or I believe it's holding the positive, negative. Or are we holding both buttons? That's what it is. Okay, so to switch from solar power to battery power, you press and hold the positive intensity adjustment button for 3 seconds. To switch back to solar powered, you press and hold both buttons for a couple of seconds, and that'll switch back. So that's pretty self-explanatory. One of the things I really like about this is I like the ability that this is basically always on when you're in solar power mode. So you can basically take your rifle out of the bag and be good to go. If you're shooting in low light situations, of course, you're going to have to press and hold the button to kick the battery on. But with most red dots, when you take your rifle out of the bag, you're going to have to press and hold the button anyway. So nice feature there. Some of the other specifications: this is a non-magnified red dot sight, of course. It is night vision compatible. There are 10 daylight settings and 2 night vision settings. The housing material here is made out of aluminum. It's a 6000 series aluminum, so that's more or less what you're going to get with these sub $200 red dots. You're not going to get a 7000 series aluminum. If you want that, you're going to have to jump up to a Trigicon or an Aimpoint. Much harder material, and it's much more difficult to machine that type of material. So, and of course, it's more expensive. The finish on this is listed as a PEO MAO finish. Of course, it's black. Let's see. Eye relief is unlimited. It's parallax free. No centering is required. And it does have, in case I didn't mention it, a limited lifetime warranty, which is real nice. A lot of these inexpensive sights have a 1 year or 2 year or 3 year warranty. The fact that this is an unlimited lifetime warranty is excellent. The weight on this is 124 grams. That's with the high mount, of course. And the specifications are 67 by 63 by 35 millimeters, and that's with the high mount as well. The click adjustments for the windage and the elevation are 0.50 MOA click adjustments. The storage temperature is minus 40 Celsius to 70 Celsius, and the working temperature is minus 10 Celsius to 50 Celsius. That's a pretty broad working temperature. I can't say that I shoot in extreme cold weather, but that's to me that's very reasonable for what this sight is. So that's going to more or less take care of the talking points of this particular red dot. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take out an upper receiver and mount this on upper receiver so you can get an idea of what this looks like on the upper receiver. Okay, I've mounted the Holosun HS403C on this upper receiver here, and have the upper receiver removed from the lower just for easy handling on the work area here. This mounts just fine. It's secure. It doesn't wobble. It's tight. Even though it's got only a small clamping area, like I said, I've used these before and I've never had any problems. The included mount gives you 1/3 co-witness. Not sure if you can see that, but this is a F-mark front sight base and a Troy rear sight here, and it does co-witness for 1/3 in the bottom 1/3 of the window of the red dot. Now, if you wanted absolute co-witness, of course, you'd have to pick up another mount. Holosun does not offer an absolute co-witness, at least I'm not aware of them offering it. And these you cannot buy this with you cannot buy this sight with an absolute co-witness. So you'd have to buy an aftermarket absolute co-witness mount. And again, any T1 mount would be compatible with this, and you can pick those up fairly inexpensive. So that's going to wrap up this tabletop review and test fitting of the Holosun HS403C red dot sight.